Hello friends, namaste and welcome to all of you in my channel Electrical Power Classes. I'm your tutor SKS, and this is very first video of my channel, and please subscribe, like and share this channel with your friends if you like the content of this channel. This channel is for the electrical engineer as well as the other engineers who are not from the electrical domain, but they are working in electrical industries, and they want to brush up their basics, or they want to uh, brush up their fundamentals, or they want to understand the things, how the basic things in the electrical engineer work. Okay, so I have a 14-year experience in electrical engineering domain. I am working here in the United States in a an electrical transformer industry, and I created this channel basically for the two reason. First reason is to help the electrical engineer who are studying, as well as those electrical engineers who are working in the field of electrical engineering, and want to brush up their fundamental as well as gain some practical knowledge. And the second reason is I like to teach and share my learnings, knowledge, and it gives me a huge satisfaction. Okay, um, so this channel Electrical Power Classes. um, I promise you, I'll try my best to clear all the technical topics which we will discuss here in this channel in each video, and I will try my best to reply your comments as much as possible. So I request you and to motivate me for my further videos by subscribing and sharing these videos with your friends. In this very first video, we are going to discuss 9 very basic but very important question which electrical engineer should know. Specifically, those electrical engineers who are in core electrical domain. These questions are very important from the interview point of view also. In this first video, I am going to ask you 9 questions one by one in more detail. Then in the subsequent video, I'll post the answer to each question in full detail one by one. There will be one video lecture for one question only. These video lectures will be short, and after posting answer for all the 9 question, I will make one video which will be my 11th video for only replying the questions received in the comments. So make sure if you are asking a question in the comment, you subscribe the channel and press the notification bell so that you can get the answer of your question when 11th video will be posted. You can judge your knowledge before and after watching the video, and promise I and I promise uh, you, whether you know it already, all these things which we are going to discuss here or not, you will not lose anything by watching this video. Okay, so thank you, and let's start the session of first video lecture. In the question number 1, we have what is three-phase balanced and unbalanced system. So in the question 1, this is a very simple question. Maybe you would have already known what is the answer of this. But if somebody will poke you with small question under this section, then maybe if your basics are not very clear, you will get confused. Okay, like if somebody will ask you, do both exist practically? Then what is parameter make a what are the parameters make a balanced system unbalanced system? Okay, means what are the parameters which make a balanced system unbalanced? Okay, whether these exist in a single phase or three phase, what parameters are required to specify from which we know a system is balanced or unbalanced. That means what are the parameters required to specify from which anybody can tell that whether this system is balanced or unbalanced. Then how the power can be calculated in a balanced system or unbalanced system. Okay, are we using the same formulas for calculating the power in a balanced system as well as in unbalanced system? Okay, does an unbalanced system draw more power compared to balanced system? Okay, so these are the sub questions in the question number 1. Then heading to the question number 2. What is positive and negative sequence system? So in this question, sub questions are, do this positive and negative sequence system exist practically, and which one is more common and why, and where we use this positive sequence and negative sequence system. Okay, what are the parameters change between these two? Okay, what are the basic things need to remember when you draw them? Okay, is the positive phase sequence and negative phase sequence network being same thing? Okay, then we are going to now question number 3. Question number 3 is, what is electrical phasor and how we represent them? So electrical phasor is a one of the most important thing you have read in your basic electrical courses, whether you are a mechanical engineer, control engineer, or electrical engineer or electronic engineer, whatever. You would have read something about the electrical phasor, or at least you would have heard about the electrical phasor. Okay, so this is one of the most important topic, or which you should know as an electrical engineer. Okay, so what is electrical phasor and how we represent them? Then the subsequent question in this question number 3 is, do phasor and vectors are same thing? If not, then what is the difference between them? Okay, how a phasor can be represented, and what are the various way to write a phasor value? Okay, how to convert a phasor from one form to the another form by manually as well as calculator. Okay, I'll show you to convert a uh, one phasor form to another phasor form manually as well as by calculator. It can be done easily with the help of calculator, but you should know the basic behind the manual calculation also. Okay, and for your information, this with the help of calculator we can do easily, but it's not possible to do each and every calculator. For that you should have a scientific calculator, maybe Casio or Texas Instrument, whichever brand you like. Okay, then next sub question is, what are those electrical parameter which can be specified as phasor and which cannot be phasor? Means, is there any specific electrical quantity only where we can tell that these are the only phasor? Okay, and do all the electrical quantities are really phasor? Okay, why we draw phasor? Do these phasors are applicable for AC and DC? Okay, so these all are sub question in the question number 3. Then in the question number 4, we have, what is the star and delta connections and how they are differ from each other. So star and delta connection is one of the most important topics if you are electrical engineer, or if you are even uh, other engineering domain and working in electrical industry. You will hear these connection very regularly. Okay, day to day. And most of the people confuse between the star and delta, but I will tell you some tricks and shortcut to remember those things for those people who cannot remember. And some basics, if you know those basics, even you don't need to remember those things. Okay, um, you just go by one by one uh, your points which I will tell you. and all these things will be very simple for you. Okay, so in this question number 4, the sub questions are they applicable for single phase or three phase? Means the star and delta exist in single phase as well as three phase. That's what the question is. Whether these connections are used for source or load. Okay, next question is, if same load is connected in star and then connected in delta, which one will consume more power? Okay, what will be the value of equivalent um, value of load resistance connected between the two terminals in star and delta if each phase has same value of resistance in star as well as delta? This question is long, so I will simplify this. What I'm going to say here in this question is, means if you have a star connection and you take any two terminals and connect a resistance between two terminal, okay, and then same resistance you connect between the delta, okay, of three phases, okay. So if you find the equivalent value of resistance between two terminal in delta and equivalent resistance between two terminals in star, okay, so whether those value will remain same or whether there will be any relation between star and delta, okay. What is the lag and lead relation between the current and voltage in star and delta connection? Is there any other connection exist other than these star and delta? What is the relation between star and delta load? How we can convert a star connected load to a delta connected load or vice versa? Okay. Then in the question number 5, we have, you know, where does root 3 comes from in star and delta connections? So this is the one, maybe some people know that this root 3 is very common in the power calculation and voltage and current relation in the star and delta connection. But if somebody asks you where does this root 3 comes from, why it is not root 2, why it is not 2 only, okay, so I will tell you these basics, all those in the that lecture where we will discuss this question number 5 and its sub question. So sub questions are, why not the voltage between two lines is not double in the star connection, okay, whether root 3 should be used for calculating the power in a star and delta connection, can power in a star and delta connection can be calculated by using three phase values, okay. You can write all these question if you want, otherwise when I'm going to deliver my lecture, whatever the question, subsequent question I am asking, okay, I will go one by one, okay, so don't worry about that, okay. So in the question number 6, we have, what is the power factor and why it is so much important? So most of the electrical engineer who are working in the electrical industry or in the utility would have heard about the power factor and its importance, okay. So most of the people know power factor is equal to cos phi, okay. But somebody, if they want to go in more detail, they will ask, does the power factor applicable to AC or DC circuit? Then you will think for a 1 minute and maybe you know or you don't know. That depends on how much fundamentals and how much basics you have, you know strong. And then next question is, what is the role of power factor in power calculation? Then next one is, when power factor is leading and when power factor is lagging, why power factor is not desirable and what is required to improve the power factor? The next question is, what parameters change or what happen when we improve the power factor? Next question, is the power factor applicable to a single phase circuit or a three phase circuit? The next question, what is the role of power factor in a transformer and motor rating? Okay. Next question, if the voltage and current phasor are given, then how to calculate the power factor? Okay. Whether the power factor, power triangle, and impedance angle are the same thing. So if you see in this question number 6 itself, I have asked you, 8 to 9 question. So maybe you will answer one 2 or 3, but I don't think that, if your basics are not strong, you can answer all the questions. Okay. So we will discuss all those things in that particular video where we will discuss this question number 6. Then in the question number 7, we have what is lead and lag rule in a phasor, how to identify them from phasor. So, phasor always lead and lag with each other. So first question is why they lead and lag exist between the phasor. Why they lead and lag with each other? What is the reason? Okay, cannot be they all the time. They in same phase. Okay, can phasor have a 0 degree lead and lag at the same time? How power factor value change with these lead and lag? Okay, how polar and rectangular quantities are specified for lag and lead phasor? What is the effect of lead and lag power factor on the power? Okay. In this question number 7, we have almost, I think I asked 5 subsequent question. And in the question number 8, we have what are the transformer vector and how to read and draw them. So this is one of the most important and going to be very interesting video where you learn how to draw the vectors and what information this vector group tells you. Okay, and how to change the vector group, how to read the vector group. Okay, so all these things we will discuss in this video, and if we come to subsequent question under this particular question number 8, so I'll ask you why there are different type of vector exist. First is, okay, then second is what information can be taken from a vector group. Then third one is, can a machine designed for a particular vector group like dyn1 can be used on uh, another vector group like dyn11? Okay, what are the physical parameters in a transformer which changes the vector group requirement? Why vector group is only applicable for transformer, not for motor and generator? Okay, then in the question number 9, we have what is the three-phase complex power, real power and reactive power. Okay, this is also very basic questions, but people confuse. Then these terminologies are different terminologies are used to represent this power. Some people say active power, real power, complex power, reactive power, wattless power. So if your basics are not clear, chances are that you will be confused more while explaining these things. Then what are the units of all this power? How to calculate in a three-phase system? Do all these three powers exist for a single phase system also? Okay. And what is the power triangle? Okay. How to find a one quantity for the two quantities are given to you? Okay. When we specify a rating of any device, that rating specify which kind of power out of these three. Okay, and then what are the components or what are the machines or equipment which provide you the reactive power? Then what is the use of reactive power? Okay, and the power which we received at our home is which type of power out of these three? Okay, so you see there are plenty of question in the question number 9 itself, even though you see this question is very simple, but when somebody is going to ask you in more detail, again the chances are if your basics are not very strong, you will get confused very easily. Okay, so I specified one by one all the 9 questions and the subsequent question in each question. So if you count total, it will be almost maybe 50 to 60 question total. Okay, so so if somebody is preparing for the interview, these questions and answer will be very helpful for everyone, whether you are preparing for interview uh, as a fresher, or whether even though you are working in a power system, in a transformer industry, in a production industry, or as a protection engineer or as in a utility, these basics will help you to create a strong foundation. Okay, and that's it for this lecture. And I uh, I hope you like this the content of this video. Please like and subscribe my channel and share with your friends. I will see you in the next video where we will discuss our question number 1 and its subsequent question. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.